My first convocation speech, I ended with this. The ego has taken off and there's no stopping it again. Going for Okoye University represents a special way of doing things. The university represents hard work, it represents innovativeness, represents excellence in things, and we've been pursuing this in different ways. And the result of that is that we continue to make progress in our rankings of our category, especially the famous Web Metrics ranking. The latest one is the January 2023 ranking of universities. And when you look at that, you see that we are number 5 among all private universities in Nigeria, and we are number 45 among all institutions in Nigeria, including universities and other tertiary institutions. That says a lot. When you overtake federal universities, when you overtake many private universities, when you overtake the first generation private universities, when you overtake so many institutions, it means there's something you're doing differently. And that's where the innovativeness of Godfrey University is, and that's where the excellence is, and that's where the hard work of the university pays. So we've been working assiduously to ensure that we keep the momentum and that we try to actually go beyond what we have set out to do. We have our plans at the beginning of an academic year. We normally organize workshops, we normally set our goals, and we'll try to meet our target, but sometimes go beyond our target. And that is why I think we are doing well in webmetric ranking and other rankings. That's it.
But what do you think is responsible for this? There's a word for it. For this, the ability for people to cite Godfrey University, this availability of Godfrey University in the webmetrics ranking. What do you think it is down to? What is the university doing well to prompt this?
Well, what we are doing well, first of all, is to get workers to be doing their work. You see, in many institutions, you have a good number of workers, but they are not working. Many are simply not there. First of all members of the administrative staff will know that they have to be in the office at latest 8:30 in the morning. And they have to clock out before they leave, okay? So if you don't do that, it has financial implication at the end of the month. So you know that. So the offices are very active. Then the academic staff know that they have to give us the outline, and they must follow the outline. So the thing is getting people to work. It's not about having excellent professors, but getting them to work. Because many Nigerians are very smart. Our lecturers, our professors are smart. But getting to work is one thing, and we have achieved that in this university. We get our workers working. We get our workers working because the Vice Chancellor will be one of the first to arrive on campus and the last to leave. So you know that the Vice Chancellor is there. That's one way. And then that is going to call you, and that is going to also demand that you clock in and clock out. That is going to look at your course plan. That is going to be going around the classrooms to make sure the work is going on and all that. That's one way. Then another thing we have got right is to ensure that our members of the academic staff are on Google Scholar. If you are on Google Scholar, then you are visible. If you are visible, then you have citations. And if you have citations, then your ranking grows. That's what we have done. So there's no saying I am teaching here and they are not on Google Scholar. Okay? You must be on Google Scholar and must see what you're doing. What we've also done is that a member of the academic staff must have at least 2 good articles in an academic year. Well-researched articles published in journals. So you can't, allow a year to pass by and you have not done any productive work. That will not work in Godfrey University. You must be publishing, and what you are publishing must be good. Good to the extent that the impact factor journals will accept what you have published and all that. That's actually what we're getting right in the university. What we're also getting right in the university is to emphasize entrepreneurship. We had a workshop at the beginning of this academic year to expose members of staff on entrepreneurial outline or teaching. In other words, it's about what can they do with what I'm offering them. This particular course, literary criticism, for example, or latest accounting methods, or this or that, what can they do with what I'm offering? Because if at the end of the day, the students cannot do anything what you have given them, it means your course is useless. So it's about relevance of your course and how your course can contribute to students or graduates getting jobs when they finish the university. from the university. So that's actually what we're trying. So we had this workshop, and we also monitor the outlines, and we are monitoring also the execution of outlines in the classroom, because one thing is to have the paper, another thing is to ensure that the paper you have is actually being implemented in the classroom. We'll be doing that, and that's one thing we are getting right. So at the end of the day, you are going to get graduates who will be relevant. They will either get jobs or create jobs or continue their studies and all that, but they will be relevant. That's something we're getting right in Godfrey University.
All right, one more question, Prof. Universities don't get webometrics visibility without having a robust ICT plan. Do you think that your investment as a university in ICT is paying off?
It is indeed paying off. What we've done over the years is simply to make our ICT unit semi-autonomous. You know, when you control so much, you may lose innovativeness. But when you give a modicum of self-reliance, then you get it right. We've done that over the years. A little bit challenging, okay, especially when you know that you should be controlling this money. But because we want the ICT unit system, we say, look, yes, you have to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. So the ICT unit of the university is semi-autonomous, still under the Office of Vice Chancellor, but semi-autonomous financially, semi-autonomous in innovation, semi-autonomous in his actions. We've done that, and you know the ICT director is getting his listing in the UK. He has just rounded up his master's, he's registering for his PhD, and of course from there, you know, he's bringing the latest available in that world back to the university. So that's actually why we are also succeeding. He's abreast of the latest in his field because he's outside the country and talking to his colleagues all over the world, and that's precisely that. Yeah.
Okay, now looking at the future, this latest ranking, it is 5th position. So what will be your target when the next rankings come out?
Well, you see, when you have set a target and you have met your target, because the target has been be among the first 50, okay? We've got that. The next 8, be among the first 20. Next will be among the first 10 or the first. So I don't want to be unrealistic, you know? I simply want to see that I'm among the first 20 in the next one. That's the target, and that's where we should be. When you see the way we do things, it's not about the size of the university. We say in Latin, non morta sed mortium, not the quantity but the quality. You know, we are not a very big university from the point of view of size, but we can be big from the point of view of quality and productivity, and that's my target. It has not been my target to be very big in number. My target has been big in quality and be a role model in quality delivery. That's it. So if we have achieved our target of being among the first 50, I expect that we will achieve our target of being among the first 20, and then among the first 10, and then one of the first.
Prof, the university is not only the first in the Southeast, first privately owned university in the Southeast, but also in the South-South. You've introduced the Center for Practical Skill. What are the other features of your curriculum that led to this tremendous progress, especially in the number of students' enrollment?
Oh, well, you know, the walls have ears. You know, people know what we are doing here. You know, Nigerians like good things. That's one thing you know. You know, even when many are incapable of doing what is good, but we like good things. They know what we are doing. They know how serious we are. You see the exams. You can monitor. I'm watching my students on the screen. You know, I watch them from here, from our office, and they were properly spaced out. There's zero tolerance to cheating and all that. So you talked about Center of Practical Skills. Yes, at the main campus of the university, we have the Center of Practical Skills, sponsored by foreign investors and the ICMPD and so many others. The center guarantees employability. You are being trained as a plumber, you are being trained as an electrician, you are being trained as a baker and other areas. And you are being trained, you know, under the mentorship of Europeans and all the Nigerian trainers. It's from the classroom to the field. That's the training. If you go there now, you see. There's nothing saying in the classroom and drawing anything. You are taught this, and then you move to the field and see that executed. When you see our guests there, climbing the post and fixing things, you will just marvel and all that. You look at Maggie, the manager, she's seated there. It's incredible what they are actually doing there at the Center of Practical Skills. We have first 100 now at the main campus, and they'll finish in July, August. They'll finish and have their certification. The companies at the business park of the university will absorb many of them, more than 50 of them. And all that might want to begin their own business. They have incredible knowledge in their different areas. Some might want to apply to go to Europe because they have European certification. So it's quite easy. And next year, God willing, with the new governor and all that, we will expand it. We'll have a model for Enugu State. This is like in line with what Peter actually wants to do. We'll have this model. He can take this model from Godfrey University and multiply in all the zones of the state.
Okay.
This is one thing we can do for Enugu State. It's also one thing we can do for Nigeria. It's something we can do for Nigeria. So for Africa. So that it's not a case of I have finished and I don't know what to do with my studies. It can be for all undergraduates, a kind of postgraduate studies. So after your graduation, before your youth service, after your youth service, you take this training, and then you can be relevant in society. This is actually what we are trying to do. We want to see how we can reduce unemployment in this country, and the best way of reducing unemployment is to give young people skills.
Prof, we also made it compulsory that postgraduate students of this institution must publish before their graduation. Could you assess that program, the postgraduate program?
Yeah, it's very important. When you've done a good research, then you should be able to have something you can sell to the world. You just take a topic from your thesis and publish it. And if a journal accepts that, a good journal accepts that, it means that your thesis is good. Okay? And that's it. So once you publish, then you are telling the world, I am a holder of master's degree and I have done a good research and all that. You know, that's it. You market yourself too. And of course, you market your university that is giving the degree. And you're a Google Scholar, and that counts for the university. That's part of what we're doing.
All right, Prof, there's an Igbo saying that says, the faculty, or what's it called? The College of Medicine. That's what I was called. It's a college of its own. It's an audacious plan. It's not something you just lie down and decide to do. How ambitious is your choice to have a College of Medicine at this time? The economy isn't the best, but you have that dogged resolve to wade into that forest of uncertainty. And you seem to be very confident irrespective of the current you are swimming against. What is there are things you're seeing we are not seeing now. What are those things, especially for the College of Medicine?
Well, Alex, I'm a man of big dreams, you know, and sometimes it's part of my crazy type of life. But also, I don't have unrealistic dreams. Okay, I don't have unrealistic dreams. I want to see the bigger picture of things always, and I want to see also that I think through how to get there. If I want to go to Australia now, you know, I think through how much time will it take me, how much money and all that, and how can this happen and all that. But I want to dream that I want to go to Australia. I don't want to begin by saying I don't even have faith. I want to dream of going to Australia first of all, and then begin to work out how I will go to Australia, no matter how much time it takes me. So that's like about the big dream about College Medicine. When we were thinking about that 2 years back, some were saying crazy. You know, you just because you got faculty of law, you want another one and all that. Crazy. And today it has happened. When you go to the main campus of the university, you see that the dreams are big. You know, some who have come and have asked us, why are you doing big laboratories and all that? These are two big things. But it's always this big dream, you know. You know that probably, God willing, you'll be getting 150, 200 students every year for medicine. And that will need big laboratories and all that. When you look at the big auditorium, 3,000 patients, you know, it's big, it's crazy, isn't it? But you know that in future, you might become, one of the biggest colleges of medicine in Nigeria and all that. We need a large number. You need a big auditorium and all that. So I love big dreams. But also I want to be realistic about these dreams, you know, thinking through how to get there. I know that when you start where, that's how I was going to do it. When you start where, then it is easier to follow your dream. You know, it's not a question of cutting corners. When you start where, we took our time to do big laboratories. We took our time to finish our auditorium and all that in the classrooms, big classrooms and all that. And everything that is out there at the main campus will be big, you know, no matter what it will cost us. Because when this is big, then it becomes quite attractive. I was looking at the faces of my students last time we went there. Those who are doing their pre-clinical now, their faces, they realize they can't wait to leave and move to their hostels because the hostels are very big, you know, and that is it. So when you do something big, it becomes quite attractive, and of course attracts more people who will be interested in what they are doing. People don't like you to show them a bush. I want to do this. They want you to do something, and they will know that they can enter this bush. And that's precisely the method we're using here.
We'll have to say congratulations to you, Prof. And thank you for granting this interview this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Very